afternoon. It is Fun Friday with Jennie Fetz, Stampin' with Jen. My name is Jennie Fetz. I'm looking for myself real quickly here on my Facebook group or Facebook business page so that I can follow along and see comments. And let's see, there I am. So, all right, we got about a minute or so. Looks like I need to adjust this ever so slightly. Hopefully I don't drop my camera. Let's see. All right. I can't get this to tighten up. All right, well, we'll just go with it. All right, so today is Friday, September 27th, and I know I usually do mystery stamping, but the week got away from me, and all of a sudden last night I'm like, oh, Fun Friday, and I don't have anything ready for mystery stamping. Hello, Tammy. Welcome, 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 welcome. So I will do mystery stamping maybe next week, or we'll just wait until the end of October to do our next mystery stamping, since I totally forgot about it this week. So anyway, so I decided, you know what? I looked for some inspiration at our catalog, page 22, I believe it is. You'd think I'd have this page memorized by now. Yes, page 22. I decided to look at our inspiration sketches, and I decided to do this one right here. It is all of the stripes, strips of paper and a circle. And I thought, oh, that'd be perfect for our hang and ornament stamp set and die set bundle. And so I'm going to be doing that with, I'm going to be using the green, and it is called Seasons of Green and Gold. And let me show you this DSP. It's beautiful DSP. And it's, you can see why it's Seasons of Green. Look at all these greens. You've got Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, and Garden Green are the main color greens that it coordinates with. But then when you turn over the pages and look at their backside, they've got the specialty of the gold in them, and it's just, it's gorgeous. So I'm gonna go ahead and use, excuse my arm, use these. I just love these. This reminds me of a, you still need to get this paper. It is stunning. And you know what? If I'm remembering correctly, Tammy, maybe you can remind me, didn't this design, didn't they have this design in the Oh Holy Night, I think it was DSP or something that went along with that bundle and suite last year during our September to December mini catalog campaign. I think there was one that looked a little bit like this. It might have been smaller stars, but I think there was something that was just like this one. But I just love this. And I think if I had to pick my favorite though, out of all of these with the gold, it would be this one. I love the greens and the golds on it. So we're gonna go ahead and use this. Let me show you. I played around with my DSP and my cards, and I made 2 of them, and we're gonna make 1 of them today. I tried at first, I thought, well, let's just do monochromatic with all green and gold, and it's pretty, I like it. But then I thought, we need a pop of another color. It just, I don't know, the greens, everything just sort of blends together on some level. So I thought, ooh, cherry cobbler. And I love this one. And so this is the one I'm gonna be doing today for you, is our cherry cobbler. And I also, for the first time, played with our metallics embossing powder, and I'm in love, absolutely in love. And it's so fun to watch the embossing powder when you use the white and the black. But let me tell you, you know when you totally see the magic is when you do the gold. So you're totally casing this. Well, it's easy to case, it's in the catalog, but I thought this was perfect to go with it. And I'll show you a little trick. Check this out. The hook here, I don't have gold paper. I'm gonna show you how I got that gold hook to go with my cards. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'll pull this out. Here's our stack of everything. And we're gonna do with our cherry cobbler. And we're gonna use Very Vanilla, because Very Vanilla, the cards, I forgot to go over that. The colors for the seasons of green and gold are Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Garden Green, Very Vanilla, and Gold, I believe, are just the colors that coordinate with it. Let me double check. Oh, Pecan Pie is in this as well. I don't know where Pecan Pie is in this, but oh, I see. Pecan Pie is actually, let me show you. Pecan Pie is the brown highlights you see in the stems here. So, ooh, that would be pretty to try and pair this with a pecan pie. Hi, Kathy. Welcome. Welcome to Stampin' with Jen's Fun Friday. So we're going to go ahead and get this started. And our standard card, we're going to do our standard card 8.5 by 5.5 with it scored in the middle at 4 1/4. And we're gonna fold this over, and I gotta find my bone folders. I got back from class last night and I sort of put things away, but I think I put them in different places. I don't know why. And we're gonna burnish this so that we have our card. And let's go ahead and do our inside first so we can take care of that. Welcome, Tracy. Welcome. Let's see. Yeah, I've got some new friends here. I'm excited. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put a strip of a 1/2 inch by 6 inches, because like I shared last week, I think it was, I tend to take my 12 by 12 and I'll take about half of them and I'll cut them into 6 by 6 sheets. And then that way I have some for larger projects, but I have some that are smaller and able to be used a little bit easier. And so I always cut my strips that I'm gonna decorate my inside of my cards with 1/2 inch with the 6 by 6. So I just trim off the edge. So let's go ahead and get our glue. And we're gonna put a little bit of glue here on our edge. I'll make sure I'm looking in a, there we go. Put a little glue on there. And we're gonna put it in right there. All right, there we go. Have Kathy and Tracy, have you guys used or have you guys purchased the Seasons of Green and Gold yet and played with that? Because this is the first time I've played with it and I love it. Actually, the funny thing is I wasn't going to get it, and then I saw a project on Pinterest. It was gift card money holders, and they used it, and it was so beautiful. I'm like, I gotta get that because that might sell really well at, yeah, I love this DSP too, Kathy. But I thought I have to get that because I think that will sell well at the craft fair. So let's go ahead and put a little Tombow on the inside. And we'll do the inside of our card. All right. All right, inside's done. If you want to stamp a sentiment in there, it's called, you can put a Merry Christmas in there. Matter of fact, I might grab one. And let's see. Excuse me. You know what? I might go with, nope, I'm not gonna go with that one. I'll figure something out between now and, oh, maybe we'll use one of these. I think I'm gonna use one of those from the Christmas labels, but we'll do that after. All right, so here's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna set this aside. Well, no, we're not gonna really set it aside. I apologize. You know, it's funny, as I put my laptop to my right, I moved it, but I think I'm gonna move it back to my left side when I have my lives because I can't read the screen as well. It's one of those things. I need reading glasses for when it's up close, but it's just far enough away that it's blurry without my reading glasses, but it's not close enough where my reading glasses really help. So anyway, all right, so let me give you a tip on doing this, these strips in order to get them even. Now, I didn't do too well on this one, but I did better on this one in terms of making them even. What I've done is, instead of starting at the top, what I've done is I've chosen only one pattern to be my center, because let me tell you, what it takes is 11 strips of 3 3/4 by 1/2 inch. And so what I've done is I've taken, I used some of the same patterns, except for one specific one, which is the anchor. I put it in the very center, and then I build my patterns off of that. And so what I do is I glue my center one down first. So let me do this. I'm going to get a pencil, and I'm going to measure the halfway mark between the bottom and the top. And let's see, that since it's 5 1/2, that means it's going to be 2 3/4. So I'm going to measure and put a little mark at 2 3/4. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but I put that there. And then I'll go ahead, and I also, in order to organize myself today so I wouldn't be a complete numbskull, is I've put the center one that I'm putting in the very center, and then I've put these in order of attaching them. So let's go ahead, and we're going to put our center one. We're going to try and put that right over the center of that. So let's go ahead. You know what? This might be easier to work with it flat. So we're going to do that and work with it flat. Is it in my screen? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of glue. And I'm going to suggest not putting too much glue. I learned the last couple times. Don't put too much glue towards the edge, because what happens is it squeezes out, and then your card front gets all sort of icky. All right, so we're going to do that, and we're going to start with this bottom, and I'm going to go to the bottom now. We're going to alternate, and some of these you just flip them over. So we're going to alternate between the greens and the green and golds. Now this one is the same as this one. It's just the back side. And actually, let's see if I can move this over, because I'll have to adjust that. I like how it's off-centered. You don't have it in one linear organization. It's not completely lined up. We're gonna offset them a little bit, like they are in the sketch. And we're gonna put these on here. A little bit of glue. We'll go back and forth. So I hope everybody's having a good day. I know Tammy's out in this area, and she's experiencing some of the heat that we're experiencing, but I thought we finally hit fall, but we've actually hit almost 100 degrees again today, and we'll be on and off for the next couple days. They're saying we could hit 100 over the next, or close to 100 sometime over the next few days. All right, and there's some of my bow. All right, and then we're gonna put this right there. All right, so now we're gonna go backwards, because I want that at top, that, and I'm gonna put this in the same order it is on this pattern. So we're gonna go up here. Yeah, next week it's going to be icky again. Yeah, it's gonna be, I want fall. I want 70s, you know, as my highs. I'm tired of the 80s and the 90s. I'm ready for the cool weather. I'm ready for it to be cool enough that I can keep my windows open at night, because I love having fresh air. All right, we'll go ahead and alternate this. All right, your high was 70. Oh, fall has arrived in Pennsylvania. I'm jealous. It's taken its sweet time out here in California, I can tell you that. And I don't know about all of California, but it's definitely taken its sweet time here in the Bay Area. All right, almost done here. And if you'll notice, by centering that one first strip in the center and then building from that, you've got almost an even, it's not quite, but you've got almost an even edge on the top and the bottom. The sides are a little ragged, but that's the whole sketch. All right, so there's our card, the front of our card. I'm going to set this aside now. Now we're setting this aside because we're going to go ahead and do some heat embossing. Is it all of California that is dealing with it, Tammy? I don't know. I haven't paid attention to down south yet. But let's go ahead. We're going to use, which stamps? I chose, because there's two different patterns for the ornament. There's ones with the pine leaves, or the pine needles, and there's ones with the rounded edge leaves. And since most of the leaves that you can see on this card with this green and gold is the rounded edges, I went ahead and chose this stamp here. And so we're going to use that stamp, and then we're going to use All Is Merry for our heat embossing. And then we're also going to use our hook and our ornament and our little bar here. So I'm going to put those up to the top. I'm not going to take them off because I'm afraid I'll lose them. Actually, I just had a thought. We're going to go ahead and use that one too. Just had a thought. It's a little inspiration. All right, so let's go ahead and set those off to the side. And we're going to use now a piece of cherry cobbler that is about, I think it's 2.5 by 3.5. And this way we can put our stamp and our sentiment, our sentiment on the same piece of paper, and we can just do a quick single cut. So let's go ahead and get our embossing buddy, our gold, our Versamark, and where's my scratch paper? Here's my scratch paper. I need to go out and find smaller tubs and get some plastic spoons so I can keep my stuff in the tubs. But right now I'm just using paper and keep it in there. Then we're gonna rub our embossing buddy on here, and what that does is you can see it puts a little dust on here. What it does, it takes away any sticky or any body oils and things like that that can stick, that can cause the embossing powder to stick. So you need to get, yes, Tammy, you do need to get the metallics. I decided to get them because I don't know what it was. I think it was during free shipping. I thought, what the heck? Let's get them. I want to play with them. And man, I love them better than the whites and the blacks, to be perfectly honest, and the clear. All right, we're going to go ahead and go right here. And our Versamark is a very thick, sticky, clear ink. And what it does is it stays sticky for a long period of time, so you can see that there, and we'll pour the gold on it. But first I'm going to do our sentiment, All Is Merry. We're going to do that right over here. All right, so I'm going to set those aside, close up my Versamark. For now, we're going to come back to using the Versamark in a little bit. I'm going to sprinkle my gold. Sprinkle it, sprinkle it. This is where I want to get the containers so I can scoop it rather than sprinkling it. I don't know what this little white pieces are. I'm gonna have to, I've noticed that a couple times I get some white pieces. But now we're gonna go ahead and tap that down. And you can see it looks a little gold, but it looks a little muddied. It looks a little muddy. But we're gonna go ahead and dump this back in. And then real quickly, you're gonna also want a piece of white or any color, gold cardstock really, but the white you might as well. That's about 1 inch by 2 inches. And I'm actually gonna press it into my stamp pad because I want the whole thing to get Versamark on it. Now we're gonna put our Versamark away, and I'm going to sprinkle it with the gold because I don't have any gold foil sheet of paper, and this is gonna help me create that gold hook that I don't have the gold paper. So if you don't have the gold paper, but you've got the gold embossing powder, you can create your own gold paper. So The embossing tray is great for containing. It is, and I have an old one, but I always tried using it and funneling the powder back in, and it always seemed to, I felt like I wasted powder because it never seemed to completely come out. So let me clear this up a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get my tweezers out, and we're going to go ahead and heat emboss. So this is going to get a little noisy, but wait until you see the magic. I mean, it's magic already, but it's really magical when you see this. All right, I'm glad you liked the tip there, Tammy. It was something I just thought of this afternoon. All right, we're going to go ahead and do our... Watch how this gold, look at how all of a sudden it shows up and it truly looks gold. It's not muddied at all. I just love this gold. All right, that's done. And now we're gonna go ahead and, let me do this. We're gonna do this so that we have our own gold paper. Yeah, that's why I don't have one. Actually, I have this tweezers that I got. My daughter doesn't use them for her Cricut, so I hijacked them. All right, so now we're gonna create gold paper by embossing the gold. There we go. We'll let that dry or cool down a little bit. I'll put this away. And we'll let this cool down. And then we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bring over my mini cut and emboss machine. And we're gonna get our dies out. We'll probably do this in two trips. Do it 2 cuts, 2 passes. We'll do the cherry cobbler first and the all is merry. All right, let's see. I'm not sure, you guys probably can't see the all is merry, but if I lean over to look a little bit more, I'm gonna end up with my head in this, and I don't think you wanna see the top of my head. So let's go ahead and put this in, and we'll cut this out. I'm gonna share something with you on the hanging ornament, the ornament die. You're gonna find it interesting, but let me get these out and we'll set this off to the side, and we're gonna get our gold paper, and we're gonna set this here, and I'm gonna put the, almost lost it. I think I need to get one of those little metallic bowls that has the, not metallic bowls, the magnetic bowls. And then we're gonna do both of these. And let's go ahead and put this in. And we're gonna go ahead and die cut these out. All right. And then we can put the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine away. And all right. So let's go ahead and let's take these out and take a pick tool right here. You need to get a magnetic bowl for sure. Oh yeah. You know, Tammy, you know, we can probably go in together if you wanted to, because they come in 3-packs on Amazon. But at the same time, I was thinking I might need them for my class coming up too, because I have my friends doing some die cutting, and I think it's actually with these two, because they're for one of the cards that we're doing in our holiday card camp coming up in October. So, all right, so we've got our gold. I'm gonna put these over here so I don't lose them. We've got our gold hook and the top for the ornament. And we got, you know, your Post-it flags are getting old when they actually start ripping some of the paper. So that is gonna be, that one's old. We won't be using that one anymore. There's my All is Merry. And we'll put that over here. Now let me show you what I've learned about these. What's really cool, I'll take the ornament on the eye off, is if you get it, it's a little stuck. There's a little tab in here. It's hard to see, but they're attached sort of like the Hooray Surprises. What is it? Hooray for Surprises and everything from the last. It carried over from the last January to April catalog. You had that one where you could pull and have the heart that was sort of perforated, and then you could have the pull tabs to reveal your sentiment underneath it. The same thing for this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop it off like this, and now I've got my ornament. All right, so let's put our ornaments together. And what I'm going to do is I usually team foam adhesive sheets, but something as small as this, I never could get my foam adhesive cut this small. So this is where I use the mini Stampin' dimensionals. And when you put it on there, put it so that it's the hexagon is flat at the top, because if you put it like this, the tips might point out or might stick out from underneath. And this takes about 3 of them. Oops. And you have to be really careful, because literally just a millimeter to the right or left, and you can see the we're going to put that off. You can see the dimensionals. All right, so now I'm going to use my glue dots. Where did I have them? And I'm going to pull one off with my take a pick tool. Oh, there's some up there. My glue dots. And we're going to sort of roll it up so it's a little dot, and then we're going to put it on the back of our cap. We're not going to put that down yet. And then we're going to put one on the back. Oh, hockey's on. I just heard the goal horn go off upstairs. Hockey season has started. And I'm going to put one on the back of the ornament. Now, it's going to stick out over it, but that's okay, because the hook on the ornament is covered anyway. We'll put that there, and then we'll use this, pick it up, and I might need my little tweezers. You know what? I'm going to use my little tweezers to help put this on there. All right, so now we've got our hook and the holder. Oops. I would suggest if you're going to do that, do it on your silicone mat if you have one, because the glue dot does go through the hole that's punched from the ornament die. All right, we're going to take our stickers off of our Stampin' dimensionals, and we're going to place this all is merry right in the middle, so it pops up a little bit. And here's what we're going to do. You guys are going to help me decide this, because my other card, I didn't have this. I didn't even think to cut this part off and he'd embossed the gold for that. I put a bow there, but I want you guys to help me decide. Am I going to put a bow on this ornament or not? Let's see. Without bow, and this will be, I say that and I have to think, I laugh, I think of my dog because his name is Bo. With the gold bow, without the gold bow, or let's make a gold bow and you can tell me if it is. Now, I'm going to make a gold bow. I'm going to try and do it so I don't waste too much gold ribbon. So I'm going to fold it over that way and pull it around. Pull it around. And let's see if this works. If it doesn't, it might. Oop. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. I'll just pull this down, pull this down. All right. I don't do bows too well, but this is actually turning out okay. Not half bad, Jen. All right. All right, let's pull this down. I don't want it to be too big, because I don't want it to distract from everything else, but all right, let's cut this off. this. Small tails. All right, with bow, without bow, or with a bow? What do you guys think? I'm curious to know what you think. Let's see. Here's it with the bow. Here's it without the bow. You know what? Let me go ahead and pop this up so you can see what that's going to look like, because it's going to be three-dimensional, or popped up with a foam adhesive sheet. And I can always attach the bow after. All right, so there we go. So, you're a firm believer in knots with frayed ends. I couldn't make a bow to save my life. I don't normally do bows either. With bow. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do with bow. So let's go ahead and get our, let's see, another glue dot. All right, and it's sort of balled up there. We're gonna put it on the back of the bow. And then we're gonna go ahead and put the bow right there. All right, so there is our ornament with a bow. It almost looks like it needs to be a bigger bow, but we'll play around with that a little bit more for Christmas cards. So there's our card. And remember I said I was gonna try and, I decided I was gonna put a sentiment inside, and I wasn't sure which one I realized, and I decided I'm gonna go ahead and use from Christmas labels, the Merry Christmas to You. Or maybe we'll actually, I think I'm gonna do Celebrate the Holidays in All the Ways. And this shows you can use this. Let's see, that's Merry Christmas. Here's the holiday one. You can use this stamp set without having to use the actual dies to go with it if you don't want to. All right, you love it? Oh, thank you, Tammy. I'm glad you love it. Let me get another block. And we're gonna do that, and we're gonna get cherry cobbler out. And we're gonna put cherry cobbler on the inside. It says Celebrate the Holidays. All right. All right, so there's Celebrate the Holidays in All the Ways. I love how that looks, even without the die that goes with it or that matches it. So, all right, here is our card using Hang and Ornament. And that's how why I put the quotes hang in my little advertisement was come hang with me, because we're gonna use the Hang and Ornament stamp set. So let me know whether or not you like the cherry cobbler in green or the monochromatic in green. Well, I can't say it's monochromatic. It's monochromatic with gold accents, whereas this is two totally different colors added together. So let me know which one you like best. And if you're watching a replay, I apologize. I thank you for coming and joining me on the airplanes. Good morning, Christy. Good afternoon, Christy. How are you? You like the cherry and the green? Oh, cool. I'm glad you like that one. You like the cherry cobbler too, Kathy? Awesome. Tammy says, normally would say the green, but she loves the cherry. You know what? I'm glad I went with this, because this was my original design. And then I looked and went, it's just, there's too much green. Everything just sort of gets lost in there. We need something to pop. And so that's why I went with cherry color. And I was also playing with the idea of maybe using real red, but I just love the deep color of cherry cobbler and how it mixes so well with the greens. So you could go real red or cherry cobbler. Either one would look really good with this. So I appreciate you guys joining me and sharing with me which ones you like. If you are watching replays, please comment hashtag replay, and I will be able to respond as soon as possible. And share with me also which one you like, the cherry cobbler or the olive green. And I think that's about it. You know what? I used to have something that had my website on it, but I think it got accidentally tossed when I was cleaning things up. I got a little overzealous, I think, in cleaning. So you do even like the cherry ornament on the green cardstock. Oh, oh yeah. So even if we just did the red ornament with all green, that would look pretty too. There's so many options that you could go with on this. So thank you so much for joining me. You will be able to watch a replay, and I will have all the details in terms of measurements for cardstock and the tips that I used for putting this cardstock on evenly in my blog tomorrow at www.stampinwithjen.com, and that's Stampin with 2 N's and Jen with 2 N's. So if you would love to, you can go over that. You can also watch a replay of this either on my Facebook business page, or you can find it tomorrow on my YouTube channel. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a great weekend. Stay cool if you're in California and in the Bay Area especially. If not, enjoy your fall weather this weekend everywhere else. And if you are on the East Coast in Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, anywhere along there, please be safe and know that our prayers are with you guys through this hurricane and tropical storm. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye-bye, everybody.